But our first presenter is Nicholas Canetti, a dedicated student veteran and history enthusiast who has known John Laukaitis since his undergrad days, receiving his invaluable support along the way.
My name is Nicholas Canetti, and today I have the distinct honor of introducing Dr. John Laukaitis for this award. I have known John for nearly a decade, from my time as an undergraduate student at North Park University in Chicago. John is a historian of education. I myself am a history buff. In 2017, John brought to my attention a research project that he was working on, where he was studying what North Park and other denominational Christian colleges were like during the Second World War. I myself, as a veteran of the U.S. Navy, having come to North Park from 4 years of service, this research piqued my interest, and I wanted to see if I could help support the project in any way. John also shared a 75-plus-year-old bronze memorial plaque that had the names of 45 fallen students and alumni that were killed from North Park in World War II. We got together and decided to ask the university if they would consider refurbishing the plaque and reinstalling it on the campus. They did so, and we were able to successfully rededicate the plaque in September of 2017. This would have never happened without John's research and his diligence and his support. As a student veteran who was trying to navigate higher education for the first time, John's support meant so much. Over the years, we've kept in touch. I invited him to my wedding, and he was truly just a person of great support. I'm so proud to introduce John today for this award.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful for Nico's remarks. He was a veteran who served during Operation Enduring Freedom and came to North Park University, where I'm a professor, on the GI Bill, and in his 4 years made quite an impact and was selected by the faculty as the distinguished senior, and is quite a young man. I'm very proud of him. I'm joined today by some wonderful people that I just met, Dan, Ruby, PK, and Kristen, and I believe I'm in really good company today. Today is quite an award for me. I started at the College of DuPage when I was 17 years old. I just graduated high school the month before, where my favorite three subjects were sports, girls, and cars. And let me just say that I don't remember receiving any academic honors upon my high school commencement. But what I do remember is driving from Darien to Glen Ellen and saying to myself, I want to be a good student. And when my car didn't run, which seemed often, I remember riding my bike from Darien to Glen Ellen, and as I pedaled, saying to myself, I want to be a good student. And my first class that summer was with Professor William Fitzgerald, who taught constitutional law and criminal justice. His sense of humor, his knowledge of the law, and this very unique ability to interweave stories as his time as a assistant district state attorney are still very clear to me today. And that's amazing when I think that that was 36 years ago. I can say from that first course that I was captivated by learning. But more importantly, I had a context, a setting to be captivated by learning, and that is the College of DuPage. The professors that I had at College of DuPage were simply some of the best that I ever had throughout my entire education. I've been an educator for 32 years now, 12 at the senior high level and 20 in higher education. And what I didn't know then, but I do know now, is that my development as an educator had already begun. For I had some of the best teachers right there in front of me to learn from. In those years, I was fortunate enough to have Professor William Bell and also Professor Donna Wilkes in English. As I went through my English 102, 101, 102, 103 sequence, I remember them communicating the actual force of literature and also the power of writing. And I know that the seeds were planted at that time for me to begin my career a few years later as a high school English teacher. Professor John McCauley and Professor Robert Seaton opened up a world to me in relationship to psychology. Professor Dwayne Ross, who taught humanities, introduced me to the good, the true, and the beautiful through the arts. And I know that he's in the audience today, and I'd like to publicly thank you for all that you've done for me. Looking back as I'm doing now, I can see other opportunities that the College of DuPage offered that shaped me for a foundation for my vocation. In my second year, Professor of Communication Frank Taranjo suggested that I join the speech team, the forensics team. And this was kind of transition because the year prior, I was a linebacker for the Chaparrals here at College of DuPage. But it proved to be one of the most transformative experiences of my life. In 1 year, I went from playing in the Royal Crown Championship Cola Bowl to taking third place with the speech team in nationals and being part of a readers theater group that won nationals with Dale Ingram, Jason Hegna, and Beth Woodruff. In 1 year, I would say that the influence of that particular experience, which was extracurricular, affected me perhaps more than so many others, because it gave me the confidence that if I wanted to apply myself to something new, that I could. And as coaches, Professor Frank Taranjo and Professor Marco Benassi instilled in me a sense that my abilities were unknowable, that my potential was unknowable. This is what psychologist Carol DeWitt calls a growth mindset, and that was instilled in me. And through their efforts and dedication, they in so many ways transformed my life through their influences. After the College of DuPage, I received an academic scholarship to Southern Illinois University to study English and education. So for a student who was driving and riding his bike, just hoping that I could be a good student, to actually beginning my career path in earnest to become a high school English teacher, I owe a great debt to the College of DuPage. I'd like to end by sharing 2 more ways that the College of DuPage has affected my life in such positive ways. During my time at the college, I worked for the campus police department as a lead community service officer and also a dispatcher. Lieutenant Michael Alsup, later Chief Michael Alsup, provided me with many opportunities. He sent me to the Illinois State Police Academy to become certified in the Law Enforcement Agency data system. PJ, I don't know if that system is still used. LEADS? It is. All right. Well, there's my next job in retirement. All right. And also, he allowed me to do a major research project on faculty perceptions of public safety, where I got to conduct surveys, I got to analyze data, and I got to write a report. Looking back, I think that the opportunities that he provided me and the leadership roles in which he entrusted me with began to shape who I would become. But perhaps the most unplanned way that the College of DuPage has affected my life, and the one that I'll end with, happened after I graduated. I learned that I was going to be one credit short from a bachelor's degree because of a PE credit. So I asked my counselor what I could do, and she said, well, you can go back to community college and take a one-credit course and have that transfer in. And in that course, I met the love of my life, my wife, Karen. And we've been married 31 years, have a wonderful daughter, Shannon, which we're both very proud. So this award means a lot to me. I'd like to thank President Hammond and Vice President Johnson for this event today. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank the College of DuPage for all that it's done in my life.